All right, so it begins. All right, so this is my first video. This has been a long time coming. I've had this idea for a while now. I guess the delay has been, limiting beliefs or thoughts around I have to be the guy, or I have to have the things of what I've envisioned for my future self for a long time before I can start the YouTube channel and kind of just put myself out there to the world and perhaps help somebody along the way. So yeah, this is going to be the start. It's going to be raw, uncut. Probably won't even play this thing back. We'll just upload it to the ether and see whose lives it changes. We'll see. I want this to serve as a journal for myself. I want to reflect on it, kind of see what I was thinking in those moments at the time where my life had changed. And also, I think I can have an impact on other people's lives. There's probably a message somewhere in here that will resonate with some people. So without further ado, I'll give a little background on myself, where we're at, where we're going, things of those natures. So as I'm in this Chipotle parking lot here. So we'll go into it. I'm 27 years old. I got a wife, I got a kid, I got a dog, I got a corporate job, we'll call it that. I make pretty good money. I'm pretty satisfied in a lot of ways with the work I do. I feel like I get to help a lot of people, get to do a lot of cool stuff. People I work with are great. All those good things. I have an ecosystem and a network around me that supports me, and where I came from, it looks like I've made it, if you will, right? And I've always had a deeper itch that you're not done, this isn't it, and things like that. But that's kind of what it's been. A couple years back, before I had my son, I had noticed that, I was pretty much fully self-proclaimed agnostic up until probably like 25 years old. But something hit, I don't know what it was, somewhere along the way. I saw like a lot of what successful people were doing, the commonalities. Like I shared a lot of traits with them, but one thing that I didn't was the belief in God, the belief in a higher power, the all universe, whatever. I didn't really invest into that. I was really caught up in science, logic, what is here, I see it to believe it kind of thing. And I wasn't getting where I wanted to go. And I noticed that these guys buying into these things really helped them. So it just kind of bookmarked that thought, if you will. And I wanted to jump into e-commerce, and I was there was this free course. I forget his last name, Jordan. I can't remember his last name, but he was offering it for free, and he had a modular-based system. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's see what he's got to offer. He's made millions. Let's do it. And I jump in, and the first module, he's like, this isn't what you think it's going to be, bro. This ain't a drop shipping course off the top. This is going to be a recreation of self for the first module. I thought that was super cool. Completely different approach, and he dove into, like I said, we're in our car here. Dope. Uncut, raw, totally authentic, right? Anyway, so essentially he had a recreation of self module. He talked about identity, beliefs, thoughts, all these different things that affect your life. And one book, he recommended several books, and one of them was The Kabbalion. And The Kabbalion goes over like the laws of the universe and things of that nature, like all truths are but half truths, the laws of polarity, vibration, gender, so on and so forth. And I read it a few times actually, and some things resonated, but for the most part it's completely over my head. And I thought it was cool, but the more I sat on it, the more I played the game of life, I noticed that these fundamental truths and laws just played out, and I could not refute them. I could not logic my way into like, this isn't real. No, that's wrong because of this. You can play devil's advocate all you want, but at the end of the day, the law is the law. And that sat with me for a while. It's kind of just built up to this point, and I was in and out of it, into old habits and stuff like that. So you're in it, you're out of it, you're not, things aren't going well, things are going well, blah, 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 blah. And then I turned 27, and then another, light bulb moment was like, I got to change some things. This isn't the best version of me. I know it's not. There's so many things I'm doing that aren't contributing to my future success and to the desired reality that I want to create. So let's change some things. And I did. Things progressively got better. But up until a few weeks ago, I think there's a light bulb moment that it's like a pivotal moment in my life I'll never forget. The 14th of July, where I was just watching a YouTube video. I was at a point where I was getting complacent with things, and I was, I'm content and at peace and expressing gratitude and all these things, but I was complacent. I was okay with the way things were. I was stagnant, and I just looked for some inspiration out there to, let me relax and just try to feed my brain with a different perspective. And I can't remember his last name either. I think it's Hudson Cosper. He's like a multi-millionaire, like 20-year-old killing life. So shout out to you, bro. He said something along the lines of, God wouldn't have put that thought in your mind for you to fail. And I've always had a deeper desire and itch since I was a little kid about, like, I'm destined for more. And I thought that was so powerful, and it resonated with me. I mean, it was a cumulative effect. There wasn't one moment that changed everything, but that's the moment I remember that changed everything. And life has been completely different. I feel like I found a newfound awareness. My approach to life is better. My relationship with my wife is better. My relationship with my friends is better. My work life is better. I'm building more. I'm creating more money in the company. My business is going better. All these things, right? We still got the 9 to 5. We're still rocking that whole gig, but ultimately I know what it's going to take to get to my desired reality, and I'm on a destined mission to get there. And yeah, like I said, I didn't know where this video was going to go. It's going to be a raw, uncut thing I can look back on sometime in the future as I see fit. And I'm going to pop in from time to time as I feel to just whatever the thought of the day is, I'm going to throw it on here. And I know somewhere, some way, this will help somebody. I've gone over these principles, which aren't owned by me. These aren't ideas that I have. They are, but they're my interpretation of fundamental truths that I've seen play out, my experiences, right? And I can relay that in the best way I can and communicate it how I see fit. And after talking with my best friend, my dad, and my wife about these things, especially my best friend, things have completely changed. His paradigm has shifted, and he's like in a euphoric state for a week, it's hilarious because I was the same way. And you just feel like a deeper awareness and purpose, and it's incredible. And if other people can take just little snippets of this, I know it'll help them. Whatever you want, you can go get. There's just some things you got to unprogram, and that's what we're all doing. We're all just trying to figure this stuff out. It's our first time at life, right? So I kept this around 8 minutes, way longer than I was hoping to, but there's snippets in here I hope resonate with some people. Like I said, we're just laying the groundwork here. More to come. Looking forward to this journey. Peace.